Good morning and welcome to the TMHS News Update. I'm Anthony Miano here with a news update from the students in Studio A107. But first I want to remind you of what being a member at TMHS stands for. All members of the Tewksbury Memorial High School will rise and demonstrate respect for self, others, property, and community. We will demonstrate integrity by being honest, ethical, and responsible. We will have the skills necessary to pursue our goals in and out of the classroom, and we will engage in academic and co-curricular activities. Ladies and gentlemen, Tewksbury Memorial High School Best Buddies Club Parent Information Night will be held at the Tewksbury High School Auditorium October 8th from 6 o'clock in the afternoon to 8 o'clock at night. This will give you information about what the Best Buddies Club does and its goal to provide to Tewksbury and its high school. All parents and students interested to participate in this club are invited to this meeting. Students who have not paid user fees to participate in the academic decathlon have to get their money in to Mrs. Kelleher as soon as possible. There was a meeting Tuesday, October 6th in LGI 1 regarding this matter, but if you missed it, please see Mrs. Kelleher in room A301 with any further questions or payment fees. Now adding a new segment to the TMHS News Update, it's Ricky Tibbetts. Ricky went around the school to get a sense of what our peers and teachers think about our country's ongoing presidential campaigns.
America, the place where soda comes in supersize and campaign finance comes in super PACs. Once more, the great people of the nation get to witness the ravenous race to the White House.
Can you believe this?
Various candidates have thrown their hat into the ring in an attempt to be the leader of the free world.
Hey, I'm not saying they're stupid. I like China.
Now that political activity is heating up, I decided to hit the hallways to see what the American people think of these potential presidents. So we're here today with Miss Dick to discuss the very heated presidential race. I just came to ask, what do you think about it?
I think that currently there are a lot of candidates in the race. It's a diluted field in both parties, and it's too early to tell.
So we're here with Cam Woodman, and I'm just going to ask you a couple questions, nothing crazy. Who are you rooting for in this race?
I'm rooting for Bernie Sanders.
And why are you rooting for Bernie Sanders?
Because he's a chill guy and I agree with, like, his morals and stuff.
Who do you think would be better suited for president than any of the candidates?
Kanye West for president! Kanye West for president!
Kanye West. So you ain't messing with no gold diggers, are you? I'm just going to ask you a few questions about the race. But first, what is this?
It's a wall.
Pretty hard, isn't it? How you doing, Ricky? Pretty solid, right? So if we put this in between Mexico and America, do you think that'd work? I mean, you can't really. Quickly, Cody, first 5 words that come to mind when you hear Hillary Clinton.
I have no idea.
Bernie Sanders.
Who?
Ben Carson.
I don't know who that is.
Carly Fiorina, I know you know her.
This interview is not going how you thought it was.
First 5 words that come to mind when you hear the word Trump.
Stupid, and that's the only one.
Just stupid? So Bernie Sanders is more your guy?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Does his disheveled hair make you feel better? Like more relatable to the youth?
Sure.
Does his hair make you want to vote for him more? He doesn't really comb it much.
It's like, it's not really about his hair, but I mean, it's fine, I guess. At least he has hair.
What is this?
This is a wall.
Pretty hard, right?
Yep.
So, if we put this in between us and Mexico, you'd support that?
No, not whatsoever.
I want to talk about Bernie Sanders. What do you think about the man?
I think he's one of the best politicians that we've had in a long time. He's been around since the 90s, advocating for the same exact things up until this day.
Exactly. I mean, of course. What do you think about his hair?
His hair is pretty interesting. It's not as bad as Trump's, but...
What do you think about Kanye West? I've heard he'd be a good candidate.
He would.
He would? So you like his songs? You think they're hot beats? No? Who's your favorite artist?
You.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Now we'll continue with politics and go to Marina Russo in our studio with an update.
Thanks, Anthony. From what started as a field of 17 Republican candidates, 2 have dropped out, 5 are polling at less than 1%, and Donald Trump is taking the lead. The latest poll puts Trump as the frontrunner at 23.6% and Ben Carson coming in second at 14.3%. As for the Democrats, Hillary Clinton is clearly taking the lead, polling at 42.7%, with Bernie Sanders as the following behind, polling at 25%. These percentages are known to change significantly after the live debates, which will be coming up very soon. Ben Carson, presidential candidate, slams Obama over the president's plan to visit Roseburg, Oregon after the shooting at Umpqua Community College. Carson also criticizes Obama on his call the day of the shooting to politicize the event in hope of getting the backup needed for gun control legislation. Americans are sick of people who want to politicize everything and need someone who will actually solve the problems, is what Ben Carson tells Fox News. On the other side, Carson is being criticized for his comment, saying he would have confronted the gunman and would not have just stood there. Trump defends Ben Carson, telling CNN Carson was not attacking the victims, he was just speaking in general terms. That wraps it up for politics, so we'll go to Mackenzie with world news.
When Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, mountains of ash froze the people of Pompeii in time. The way Pompeii's residents perished is well known, but their way of life is still a mystery. In September, an array of specialists set up a sophisticated field hospital of sorts, complete with a CT scanner. The CT scanner will be used to look beneath the ground. The team hopes to gather information about the habits and lifestyles of the ancient city's residents. Over the weekend, Russia violated Turkish airspace. Russia says the incursion on Saturday was brief due to the bad weather. Turkey's army also says an unidentified fighter jet locked its radar onto 8 of its jets on Monday. It is very similar to an incident on Sunday when an unidentified MiG-29, a jet fighter aircraft designed in the Soviet Union, locked its radar onto Turkish jets for more than 5 minutes over the Turkish-Syrian border. Analysts say that the jet may have been Syrian. That's it for the world news. Now we're switching gears to check in with Brock for sports.
Stephon Marbury is revitalizing his basketball career in China, but he's taken one final shot at the old adversary in the U.S., Michael Jordan. Former Knicks point guard gets ready to release his line of super affordable Starbury shoes. Marbury's first shoes retails for $15, and a pair of Jordans can cost anywhere from $70 to $220, according to the Nike website. Marbury first released his shoe line in 2006, partnering with Steve & Barry's, but they soon went out of business. They had planned to be re-released in 2016. Baltimore Ravens head coach John Harbaugh shed some light on Breshad Perriman's knee injury, saying that his rookie receiver did not have a setback despite having surgery last week. Perriman has been out since injuring his knee on the first day of training camp. He underwent arthroscopic surgery within 48 hours and also received an injection of stem cells as he's done training camp. Harbaugh refused to give a timeline for his number 26th overall pick. Now we'll go to Ben and John to hear about what's going on in the gaming world.
Welcome to the Gaming Goods with Ben and John, where we talk about the gaming news for this week and this month.
So let's start with the League of Legends Championship that's been going on. CLG won the North American, and Fnatic won the Euro. And esports are making a name for themselves as they've been showcased on ESPN, with esports reaching 32 million people last year and now reaching 134 million people this year and bringing in $143 million in revenue, mostly from sponsors like Coke and Intel.
For those of you who like Pokemon and have an Android or Apple device, Pokemon Go will appear in real-world locations, encouraging you to explore your neighborhood and town while playing Pokemon.
Just what nerds need to get out of the house to go find Pokemon in real life. There is a stipulation, though. It's going to require you to turn on your location settings on your iPhone or Android.
Not to mention that if you really want to get into the experience, you may want to purchase the Pokemon Go Plus, which connects to your device via the Bluetooth setting and alerts you when new Pokemon are in your area.
So there's new consoles coming out in addition to the Xbox One and the PS4. Apple and Steam and Acer have confirmed work on new consoles. The next topic is Half-Life 3. The running joke of the internet that there would be a third Half-Life game has come to a conclusion. Half-Life 3 is in development. It started with 100 developers. Ben, how many developers do they have
They're
now?
down to 10. It is now in development hell. They're down to 10 developers barely even working on the thing. But there may be some light on the subject, as Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog, who you may know from as the head developer for Uncharted 3, has tweeted at Valve that if they give him a license for Half-Life 3, he will create the game, he will finish the game for them, and they will get all revenue. Now we'll talk about some boundaries in gaming that have been broken recently.
The Entertainment Software Rating Board rates every video game that comes out. The ESRB, we have a graphic of that. It shows each individual rating for every game. It starts with early childhood and goes up to adults only. And some games, it's very hard to rate them based on where they stand, and some of which actually ended up getting banned from the gaming software Steam.
Hatred is one such game where you play as a nameless main character who goes out and commits genocide for no good reason. Steam banned it quickly, and it even broke the adult-only rating and was banned for about a month after production. It is now on sale if you would like to buy it in very colloquial places. Can't buy it on Steam. Summer Lesson is a VR game where you play as a teacher. It's sparking a lot of controversy as you play as an adult teacher who tries to hook up with your younger Japanese students.
So another game came out called Slave Tetris, and as it would turn out is about Tetris with slavery and themes of that sort. And
it's not okay.
It's not, it broke the AO rating because blatant racist gaming is not okay.
However, what did not break the AO rating, and surprisingly is being sold on Steam, is Kindred Spirits on the Roof. Created in Japan, it is a story about two lesbian lovers that is completely uncensored.
And that's what you can expect and look for if you're interested in the newest games and consoles. Now to Corey with entertainment news.
Attention all Twihards. In honor of the 10th anniversary of the best-selling vampire romance, Twilight author Stephenie Meyer has written a 442-page novel where the protagonist's genders have been switched. The new tale, titled Life and Death, Twilight Reimaged, portrays Bella Swan as a teenage boy named Beau, and the brooding teenage vampire is now known as Edith. Stephenie is expected to discuss this project further in more detail on Tuesday morning on Good Morning America. Look out for the book hitting stands on Tuesday as well. The Furious 8 directorial search is coming to a close. After much confusion and deliberation, it looks like there are 3 possible candidates: F. Gary Gray, Louis Leterrier, and Adam Wingard. It doesn't look like Vin Diesel or Rob Cohen are going to get behind the scenes for the upcoming addition to the Fast and Furious saga. Universal has reported that the frontrunner is Gray, but all 3 are set to meet with the studio and Diesel this week. Furious 8 is scheduled to be released on April 14th, 2017, and we will update on any directorial decisions soon. And now we have Nick with an original segment.
Recently we had Superhero Day, and it gave me an idea to ask the fine staff and students of TMHS what their favorite superhero is. My personal favorite is Batman, and my trusty cameraman's is Black Panther. Let's see if people agreed with any of us. Here's what they said.
Now, Mr. Johnson, who is your favorite superhero?
I'd have to say Superman.
My favorite superhero, I would have to say, is Batman. I like Wonder Woman because she brings power to women.
Who is your favorite Wonder Woman villain?
Ares, because the more violence occurs, the stronger he gets.
My favorite superhero would have to be Captain America.
And why, sir?
I just love how he's not some sort of like just over the top. He represents the country. He's very humble. He gets the job done.
Who's your favorite Captain America villain?
Probably the Winter Soldier. I love that movie. Great twists. Just a fantastic movie overall.
Probably Batman.
Very good, very good. Why?
Because it's Batman.
Best answer ever. Who's your favorite Batman villain? Or villainess?
Harley Quinn.
Missy, who is your favorite superhero?
Well, I've been around for a long time, and I've seen a lot of heroes. And when you asked me this question, one of the first people that came into my head is a man named Gandhi. known by one name, could have had any kind of life, chose a very simple one that changed India, that changed America when Martin Luther King Jr. saw what you could do with peace. Gandhi.
Miss Carney, who is your favorite superhero?
You, because you're my best friend.
So Anthony, how do you feel about this week's clip?
You had some pretty good interviews there. A lot of people with good answers, and you had some good questions.
I think we did too. Who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman. He's very strong.
Very strong, yeah. He has access to a lot of gadgets.
For just being a man. Who's your favorite Batman villain?
The Joker.
Very good, very good. He's a maniac.
Yeah,
love him.
He's crazy.
You love to hate.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, he's crazy. Alright. Now let's go to Nicole and Sam for some ideas for fall activities.
It's that time of year again. Fall is upon us and Halloween is approaching. That's right, so snuggle up with your pumpkin spice lattes and grab a nice big pumpkin to carve. You all know the basics. Get the biggest spoon you can find and hollow out all the seeds. The key to a winning jack-o'-lantern is the design. Here's my tip. Go online and look up jack-o'-lantern templates and print out your favorite. From there, you can secure the template to the pumpkin or trace it with a permanent marker. Grab a small knife out of a kit and carve away. Now you're sure to have the spookiest house in the neighborhood.
Fall is a ball with the sweetest treats you can eat. Head on down to the apple orchard and pick yourself some ripe and ready apples. Then stop by the grocery store and pick out some basic ingredients to make the best homemade caramel apples. All you will need is listed behind me. Begin by dipping the apples in a boiling pot of water for a few seconds. Once dry, stick a wooden chopstick in the bottom of each apple to serve as a handle. Proceed to line up the baking sheet with parchment paper. Stir the butter, corn syrup, and condensed milk in a saucepan over medium to high heat. Cook the mixture for about 25 to 30 minutes. Stir the mixture constantly to prevent burning the candy. Remove the caramel mixture from the heat and stir in the vanilla extract. Working quickly before the caramel hardens, dip the apples and add any toppings you please. Bring out the colors of fall by adding the orange-colored sprinkles, and don't forget to share the spirit of fall with your friends.
Ever since I mentioned those pumpkin spice lattes, you've probably been craving one. You'll be happy to hear that the seasonal drink is back on the menu at Starbucks. And for you Dunkin' Donuts people, pumpkin donuts and muffins are a highlight of their fall products. Even Perfectos is getting into the fall spirit with pumpkin bagels, maple cream cheese, and a large selection of coffees. Enjoy these fall favorites while they're in season.
Grab your friends and family to go apple picking. Parley Farms, located in Tingsboro, Massachusetts, offers the perfect apple picking experience. At Parley Farms, one can pick everything from apples to pumpkins. The apple orchard is open to picking from noon to 4. It has everything one can eat this fall season. We hope you take our advice and participate in these fun fall activities while you still can. But now it's time to check in with Jay to see what we can expect for the weather.
Hello, TMHS. Today's forecast is mostly sunny with a temperature of 70 degrees. Friday will have morning showers and a temperature of 73 degrees. Saturday will be cloudy with a chance of rain, but have no fear. Sunday will go back to mostly sunny with 62 degrees. And finally, on Monday, the weather will be 67 degrees and partly sunny. In the weather news, Caribbean islands are very often damaged by storms like hurricanes. However, the Pan American Health Organization and the British government have started something called a Smart Hospitals program. The planned intent is to make hospitals safer, self-sustaining, and energy efficient. Work on 2 hospitals, one in St. Vincent and one in St. Kitts and Nevis, was finished last year. Improvements include fixing leaky roofs, reinforcing windows, installing solar panels, and etc. That's what's going on for weather. Now we can finally head back to the desk.
That wraps it up for today. We hope you enjoyed our newscast. Be on the lookout for the next one. I'm Anthony Miano, and thanks for watching.